Okay, just for fun, we're going to look at the other antennas. This is my 40-meter dipole. The bottom line, or the first line up, is a 2-to-1. So I'm reading a SWR of 1.67. 1.67, and I'm at 7150. So it's obviously tuned for the CW band, and it will go up to a high of 1.9 at 7300. So this 40-meter dipole is pretty good for the entire band. And for the sideband contest, I'm going to be operating around the middle of the band, definitely below 7200. Could go above 7200, but pretty much it'll be the bottom end of the band for the single sideband DX. And we'll switch to the 20-meter antenna here in a minute. This is looking at my north-south 20-meter dipole, and the little triangle there is on 14 megacycles, right at the bottom of the band. Now, I've got a different scale on this particular chart than I did the other one. So this SWR is 1.45. So each line is represents a totally different amount of SWR. So this sort of magnifies it. So I've got a 1.45 at the bottom of the band, and it's dropping to 1.36. So at 14,160, it's 1.28. At 14,245, it's 1.2. So it's obviously antenna's cut short. So this antenna really should be a little bit longer, but it's okay. It's got a low SWR. It may actually be a resonant just outside the band, but that's okay. Next time I pull the antenna down, I'll probably try to lengthen it a little bit. It's much more critical on 20 meters as far as the length than it is on 80 meters. This is the north-south 20-meter dipole. So let's switch the switch. This is my European dipole. Oh my gosh, 4-to-1 SWR. Okay, so this is showing I've got a problem on my European antenna. Wow. So this is going to require some troubleshooting before the contest. It's a good thing I checked it. Okay, we're reading a high SWR on my NANO VNA on this antenna. Well, if I put the antenna on the radio through the wattmeter, I'm showing a reflected power of almost nothing, and I'm showing a forward power of almost 100 watts. So everything looks normal with the radio hooked up with a wattmeter. So we're going to come over to the K3, and we're going to hit the key on 14059, and we're seeing like a very low SWR, and we're seeing 100 watts output. Actually, I'm putting it 100. I hardly ever run 100. I never run more. Okay, so yeah, we're doing fine here. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the antenna. Now I'm going to do a test. Everything looks great. So let's hope that was a false alarm with the NANO VNA. Now, when I go to the other antenna, this is my north-south. Now, this is a dual band northeast-southwest 20 and 10 meter dipole. This is a dual band north-south 20 and 10 meter dipole. The position number 2 goes to a remote manual switch, where I normally have been running a 20 meter east-west dipole, or I can switch it to my 80 meter inverted V, or I can switch it to my 160 meter inverted L. And position number 1 is my 40 meter dipole. So I'm going to put the NANO VNA back on here, and we are going to see what it says. Well, look at there. NANO VNA is showing a 1.3 to 1 SWR at the bottom of the band. Now remember, each one of these, that's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So this is a expanded scale on the 20 meter antenna. So I've got 1.3 to 1, and let's go to the minimum SWR. And we're at 14,147 with a 1.2 SWR. And let's come on up to 14,339. It's 1.3. So I'm around 1.3 at the band edges. So this antenna is perfectly fine for covering the entire 20 meter band, phone and CW. And let's switch it and see if we can see what happens when I switch it. And when I switch it, we're back to the other dual band dipole, and as we saw a few minutes ago, it's a bit on the short side. And again, it's a different scale here, so it's reading a 1.12 SWR on that marker. And we're going to move up 1.3, and at the bottom of the band we're at 1.45. So okay, so yeah, I guess that is the same scale as the other one. It's the 40 meter scale is different. I usually like to expand the scale so it emphasizes the SWR curve. So we're good. We're good on these two bands. Now I'm going to go switch in the other 20 meter antenna, my east-west 20 meter antenna, and we'll see what it does. All right, this is my manual switch. I've got my 80 meter antenna going into one of the positions. I have a blank position. And now I've switched the manual switch to the number 3 position. So now I've switched in the 20 meter antenna instead of the 80 meter inverted V. I try to split things up in a day-night mode, so as it gets on in the evening and I want to get on 80 meters, I'll come out here and I'll switch in the 80 meter antenna. And early in the morning, if I want to get on 20, when I move from 80 to 20, I'll switch on the 20 for the daytime use. Okay, this is the curve of my north-south 20 meter antenna, and we're going to try to switch it. All right, this is the east-west antenna. So the east-west antenna has a SWR 1.39 at the bottom of the band, and it's got a very similar curve. All right, let's see if I can switch between the 3 20 meter antennas. This is the curve for the east-west 20 meter dipole. This is the curve for the north-south 20 meter dipole. And this is the curve for the European or northeast southwest 20-meter dipole. So this one's tuned best for CW, but it's let's see, at the bottom of the CW band it's 1.25, and this one at the CW band it's 1.44, and for this one on CW it's 1.39 at the bottom of the band. So all three of these antennas appear to be giving me the correct readings at the moment. I don't know what glitched up when I first switched in the northeast southwest 20-meter antenna, but it apparently the NANO VNA had a temporary lapse of memory or something. But everything's fine. We're all set for 20 meters, and we're set for 10 meters with 2 antennas, 40 meters with 1 dipole, and 80 meters with the inverted V. I don't know if I'm going to do any 160 in this contest or not. I still need to run out the feed line for the 160 inverted L for the for this year.